don't hear Mr. Musk talking about the need to make sure that all of our people have decent education or live in safe, affordable housing. That you don't need.
Hasan Piker had Senator Bernie Sanders on to talk about a variety of things on his channel. It's a longer video. It's longer than this. It's probably 35 minutes long. I'm going to do two separate videos on it. This one, he talks about Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and it's very interesting. I'm a big Bernie Sanders fan. I'm going to have thoughts along the way, and then I want to know what you think in the comments. But let's check it out together.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, we have Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont here on the broadcast. A way to finally close the circle, a person that is endlessly impactful in American politics for especially our corner of American politics, a person that I believe is profoundly important in revitalizing the leftist movement in this country. Bernie Sanders, thank you so much for everything you've done, and also thank you for coming on the broadcast.
Well, my pleasure to be with you, and thank you for what you are doing. You are part of a revolution in media today, which is talking to millions of people who are tuning out of legacy media, and thanks for what you're doing.
So we have a limited amount of time, so I'm going to get right into it. As far as your impact goes, I think we should probably start off with where you foresee the future of the left movement going in American politics.
Well, what I am most optimistic about is a revitalization of the trade union movement in this country, a growth in class consciousness, workers beginning to stand up and take on corporate greed, stand up to the massive levels of income and wealth inequality that we have today. And I think the future of American politics is bringing young people, people of color, women together in a movement led by the trade union movement, which demands that we end oligarchy in America. And that's something I'd like to talk with you a little bit about, Hasan, and move toward not only a democratic political system, but an economy where all of our people in the wealthiest nation on earth have a decent standard of living. That is not a radical idea. We can do it, but we can't do it unless we bring people together around a progressive agenda.
And we've seen unions have successes recently, which proves that it's possible. Corporations fight tooth and nail, but they do yield ground.
Speaking of the oligarchy, we of course have the anti-corruption candidate, Donald Trump, who ran on draining the swamp the first time and then only seemingly worsened the conditions of the swamp, now aligned directly with one of the top oligarchs, the actual top oligarch, the wealthiest person on the planet, Elon Musk. And I feel like you've had some conversations about Elon Musk, especially in recent weeks. And I was wondering how you feel about Donald Trump cozying up to all of these billionaires, and these billionaires, especially in the tech sector, including but not limited to Elon Musk, cozying back up to Donald Trump and a resurgence of right-wing politics in the country.
Hasan, this is of enormous, enormous consequence. There's something more important that is happening not only in American politics, but in world politics. Let's think about it for a moment. What you got in Elon Musk is, in fact, the wealthiest guy in the world, worth over $400 billion. I mean, it's just astronomical, mentioning that. Along with Zuckerberg, Bezos, the three of them are worth almost $8 trillion. They're all going to be at Trump's side during his inauguration. Musk is going to play an active role in, quote unquote, transforming government. What is all of this stuff is about? What it's about is moving incredibly rapidly toward an oligarchic form of society, where the very wealthiest people will not only own the economy, not only own the media. I mean, Bezos owns the Washington Post, Musk owns Twitter, but also own the political system. One of the issues that we don't talk about enough is that during this last election, a small, tiny number of people, multi-billionaires, poured huge amounts of money into both political parties And that is, to my mind, not what democracy is about. So you got control of the media by the few, control of the political system by the few, control of the economy by the few. And if that's not oligarchy, I don't know what oligarchy is. And our job is to bring our people together, the vast majority of the people, demand a vibrant democracy, getting rid of Citizens United, one person, one vote, limiting the amount of money big money can spend on politics, and creating an economy in the richest country on earth that guarantees a decent standard of living for all people.
I just want to jump in with Citizens United, the little card that came up there in 2010. That was that decision, right? So Trump won in 2016. So you think, well, that was 6 years, but that's very fast for money to infuse politics, right? I mean, it wasn't overnight, but in the scope of, U.S. history, that is a blink of an eye. We have to get rid of Citizens United somehow.
Challenge.
What do you think Elon Musk is going to do in terms of privatization when he is basically in charge of numerous government agencies now? Like, he's going to have control, or at least a tremendous amount more influence, direct influence over numerous government agencies, some of which are tasked with regulating his companies.
Exactly. And it's not just, don't look at it as him having control over this or that agency. It's the enormous impact that the wealthiest guy on earth, a very smart guy and a very dynamic, hardworking guy, what he's going to have over the totality of the government and the Trump administration. What does it mean? These guys do not believe in government. They aggressively believe in deregulation. They believe in more and more wealth and power, people on top right now. You don't hear Mr. Musk talking about the need to provide health care to all people as a human right. You don't hear Mr. Musk talking about the need to make sure that all of our people have decent education or live in safe, affordable housing. That you don't need. What you're talking about is an expansion and growth in technology, which will benefit the people on top, and in my view, at the expense of ordinary people. And you know what else was kind of unique about Musk? A little bit different than other guys. This guy, increasingly, you may have noticed, talking about people with super high IQs. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that kind of language in a very long time. You're talking about a superior aristocracy. Who are all so smart and know all about technology, have all kinds of wealth, who are living these extraordinary lives, and they're going to be running the world for us. And the challenge of the moment is that with an exploding technology that has the capability of improving life for all, we've got to make sure that that happens and not see more increased wealth and power going to the people on top, which is exactly what Musk is all about. These guys are smart. They are aggressive. They want even more wealth. They want even more power. They are enormously dangerous. What's going on right now is unprecedented. This is not just, rich guys. Oh boy, I'd like some more money. I need another 14th house. They want power to go with their wealth.
I mean, Bernie states the obvious, but every time I hear it, it just feels like this chiming bell. It's just the truth. I don't know yet, how we're going to change this situation. It's pretty dire at this point, but we have to come together and do it. And as far as I can tell right now, the best thing we can be doing is communicating to each other. And I'm still open to ideas for, next actionable steps. I'm going to do another video from this interview with Hasan Piker and Bernie Sanders. You can look for that. But in the meantime, let me know what you think about this in the comments.